Who's hungry? The Deli's open. Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Marco's Deli. I'm Marco D'Angelo, and Marco's Deli is powered by WagerTalk.com. And I want to thank all of you guys before we get into this week's show. We hit a milestone on Thursday night here at WagerTalk. All of you guys that watch these videos, thank you. We appreciate you, and especially everybody that has subscribed to the channel. That milestone, we hit 250,000 subscribers last night, and I really, truly appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel, giving us thumbs up. They help the channel out, leaving us comments. Truly appreciate each and every one of you, and continue to do so, because the more you give us those thumbs up, the more comments that you leave. And those of you that aren't subscribed, do subscribe. That enables us to continue to bring you the best free content on YouTube with all, not only my show, but all of the shows we do here at WagerTalk. So once again, thank you. Sorry to hold you up a little bit on this week's show, but I really wanted to give you guys a shout out for making our YouTube channel what it is today. All right, let's get to today's plays. And we're going to start the Deli off with Game 3, Stanley Cup Finals. Yes, that'll be right here in Las Vegas. Game 3 at T-Mobile on Saturday. And looking at this one, guys, this is a big game for both teams. And the question is going to be, how do the two teams respond after Game 1? Because what happened is Vegas dominated Game 1 for 50 minutes. They had a 2-0 lead at the 10-minute mark of the third period. And then the Carolina Panthers got a fluky goal. There was a turnover behind the net. He did a wraparound and put it in. It was an oddity, and it cut the lead to 2-1. The place erupted, and Carolina had 9 minutes to get back into the game and tie it up. And they did. It wasn't long after that they got that second goal and tied the game up. Now, this is where things got crazy. This was a stone cold under the entire game, and it was sitting at 2-2 late in the third period. We were under the 5-minute mark. Then there was a questionable play, and looked like Vegas got the go-ahead goal. They waved it off. The referee said they stopped play. They were calling goalie interference. The coach for the Vegas Knights, John Tortorella, decided to challenge the play. He lost the challenge. Now, when you lose the challenge, you're assessed a 2-minute penalty for losing that. The game was 2-2. And they were playing the game, those final minutes. Basically, you were looking at, it was probably going to go to overtime. But when they got the power play, Carolina was able to get the go-ahead goal and make it a 3-2 game. Still under the total of 5.5. The Vegas Golden Knights ended up in the final 2 minutes. They pulled the goalie. They ended up getting a penalty. So it on Carolina, which gave them a power play. So when they pulled the goalie and was on a power play, they had a 6-4 advantage. They were able to get the game-tying goal and make it 3-3 and send it into overtime and kill all of the totals that anybody had the under in Game 2. It ended up being a 4-3 final. The first game was also an over. So we're looking at a total of 5.5 with them coming back to Vegas here in Game 3. I think this is a pivotal game. I think it's going to be played very close to the vest, a defensive game. And one of the things that's going to happen is a couple of those goals in that game were fluky goals on turnovers. Both teams are going to clean that up. Also, both teams are going to be conscious of how successful the power plays have been for both teams. So I think you're going to see a conscious effort not to have to limit the penalties in this game. That also limits the scoring chances with a man advantage. With all of that said, I'm looking at taking this under 5.5. And I know you look at the 5.5 and you look at those first two games, and it's kind of hard to swallow that 5.5. but I see this as one of those defensive games. This could be a 2-1 game, a 3-2 game. And if it's 2-2 late in the third period, those teams are going to play not to take chances and lose. And you can see a game end up going into overtime at 2-2, which guarantees you the under. So let's go ahead and make this play under 5.5 goals. Now, what I'm going to tell you is I'm taping this on Friday. The game is Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to tell you to wait to bet this play. Wait as close to game time as you can, or if you see a 6 pop up. I think the public is going to want to bet the over. They're not going to want to bet the under. There's no way it goes from 5.5 to 5. The only way this line can move is to 6. So this is an instance where I say, be patient, wait. The worst you're going to do is get what you can get right now, which is 5.5. But if the line does go to 6 closer to game time, big advantage, big difference with a total of 6 versus 5.5, because now it's got to get to 7 for you to lose that bet. So officially we're saying take under 5.5, but I'm advising you wait to play it till closer to game time, or keep watching it. If you see a 6 pop up, grab it right away. That's play number 1. Let's take the under. Now, guys, before I get to play number 2, want to tell you what we've got going at WagerTalk this weekend. Big weekend. The Belmont goes on Saturday. Big horse race. There's some other big stake races at Belmont on Saturday. I'm going to have some plays in a couple of those other races as well. You can get my entire Saturday package, the Belmont, all the horse races that we use, all of the sports plays we use, guys. Last 4 months, we're up 44 units for our clients. You do the math, what kind of player you are. If you're a $100 unit player, hey, you made $4,400 in the last 4 months wagering with me. Head on over to WagerTalk.com. We've got a couple deals for you. If you've never, ever bought from WagerTalk before, I'll give you that package that sells for $39 for just $2. If you use coupon code Belmont in the number 2, Belmont number 2, you use that at checkout, that $39 package becomes $2. That's right, $2 for first-time buyers. Hey, you've already bought and you want to buy again? I got you covered. Here's a coupon to get $10 off of that $39 package. You can use coupon code Belmont10. That's Belmont10, and that'll get you $10 off that $39 package. But you want an even better deal, guys? We've got buy 3 days, get 3 days free. That gets you every play I release in all sports, all of the horse racing I use on Saturday. You can pick up 3 days for $69, and then we throw in a bonus 3 days. So you get 6 days for $69. That's less than it's just over $11 a day to get all of my plays for 6 days. Head on over to WagerTalk.com or go directly to my homepage at wt.buzz/MD. That'll take you right to my homepage. All right, enough about that. Let's get to the final play here. We're going to look at a WNBA play for Saturday. And guys, speaking of the WNBA, I'm hitting 65% in the WNBA. Not this season, not last season, but last 2+ seasons. 65%, absolutely smoking the WNBA. You'll get all of those plays when you buy that all-access package for the weekend. All right, let's get to Washington at Atlanta on Saturday. Now, the early number has Atlanta laying 9.5 points here. I'm going to go ahead and lay the lumber with Atlanta for a few reasons. They're going to be in an angry mood on Saturday. They're coming off laying an egg in their last game. They went to Indiana. In all fairness, Indiana was loaded for bear. They were locked in from the word go. And why? Well, Indiana was embarrassed in their last game. Not only were they embarrassed in their last game, but it was a nationally televised game, and it was caught on TV during one of the timeouts on the sidelines. Coach Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark got into a heated discussion, caught on camera, and everybody made a big deal about it with the situation. Well, you knew Indiana was going to come out with fire in their eyes. You knew Indiana was going to play hard defense, because that's what they got called out for in that game that they got embarrassed, a total lack of defense. And they had a complete game. So I'm giving Atlanta a pass on that game. Now, they're returning home looking to bounce back. And they're playing a Washington team that I feel is in a horrible scheduling spot. And I have Atlanta as one of the top 4 teams in the WNBA this year. Washington, they are improved from last year, but they're not as good as their record, their 4-4 record might indicate. And they're in a horrible scheduling spot. They're coming off a big win at home, a blowout win over Chicago. So they're feeling kind of fat and sassy. Now they got to travel to Atlanta. And yes, Atlanta's a good team, so they shouldn't look past them, except look at the schedule. Look at who they play back at home in 2 days. That's going to be a crazy game back home in Washington when Indiana and Caitlin Clark come to town. Indiana is obviously the team that everybody's going to have a bullseye on their schedule when they see Indiana come up, because everybody wants to beat Indiana and Caitlin Clark because she gets all of the attention in the WNBA. Even more so than the defending champs, the Las Vegas Aces, who have won 3 of the last 4 championships. They're just the marquee team hype-wise. So this is a horrible spot for them. I think they're caught in a look-ahead spot. And as you know, we like to isolate those sandwich game spots. This is one of them. I think Washington comes up flat in this one. I think Atlanta takes out their frustrations of their last game, and that all adds up to a blowout victory on Saturday for Atlanta. I'll lay the 9.5. I think they win this game double digits easily. I think they win by 15 here. I'll lay the 9.5 with Atlanta. The dream as play number 2 here on Marco's Deli. Guys, I hope we eat good this week. 2 free winners for you. Appreciate you tuning in. If you like the video, you got this far, well, hey, do me a favor. All it takes is a thumbs up. That's it. Hit the thumbs up, like the video, leave me a comment. Tell me if you agree or disagree. Tell me who you like in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Tell me who you like in the Belmont. And I always check out those comments, see what you guys have to say. Let me know where you're watching from. I always appreciate that. And until next week here on the Deli, good luck. I'll see you next week, and let's cash some tickets as always, guys.